All right, let's dive into something pretty fascinating today. We're looking at a concept that really makes you question what's real, you know? The Church of Rational Satanism's S-theory model-dependent reality. It kind of asks us to think about whether what we see as reality is maybe more about the lens we're using rather than some absolute truth out there.
Exactly.
So our goal today is to unpack what this actually means, how it's supposed to be used, and just explore this philosophy that's surprisingly maybe rooted in reason and, well, self-focus.
Yeah, and the core of model-dependent reality itself, before we even get specifically to the S-theory part, is this idea that we can't really know absolute reality, not directly.
Okay.
We only get at it through approximations, through the models we create in our minds, or, scientifically.
Like filters almost.
Sort of, yeah. Think back
Yeah.
to like the old Ptolemaic model of the universe with Earth at the center,
Right.
and then the Copernican one with the sun at the center. For a long time, observationally, both kind of worked. They both fit the data people had.
Huh. So you couldn't just look and say, that one's real, that one's not.
Not based purely on the observations available then, no. Which leads to the question, how do we choose?
Yeah.
And that's where people like Stephen Hawking suggested things like, well, simplicity and usefulness.
Ah, usefulness. That makes sense.
Right. Is the model practical? Does it help us predict things better? Hawking said a good theory should be, as simple as possible, but not simpler. It has to actually work for us.
Okay, that idea of choosing based on what works feels very practical. So how does the Church of Rational Satanism weave this into their philosophy, especially with their focus on the self? What's the S-theory part?
Well, they state quite directly that Satan reigns to reason and the power of the inner.
Okay, but Satan here isn't like a literal figure they worship.
No, not in the traditional sense. It's more of a
Huh.
symbol for reason, for individuality, kind of a rebellion against just accepting external rules or dogma without question.
Got it.
They emphasize no gods other than the self. The idea is you internalize your guiding principles. You figure them out yourself.
So you're your own authority, essentially.
Exactly. And they stress that this whole approach should be backed up with reason, science, logic, and cold, hard facts.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, the system conforms to you. You don't conform to some external system.
Right, your own rules.
Your own rules, your own moral codes,
Yeah.
as they put it. Your moral codes are individual dependent and created solely by me.
Mhm.
And the ultimate aim, to excel the self.
Excel the self. That sounds really empowering. But I could see some people wondering, doesn't that just lead to like pure self-interest? What about, others? Society.
That's a really important point. And the way they frame it, it's about building this personal system of complete individuality, but through the discovery of knowledge.
Yeah.
It's not just doing whatever you feel like. It's rigorous.
Okay.
They talk about this 90%, 10% thinking
It was
concept.
10. What's that?
So 90% of your focus should be on natural pragmatism. Basically what actually works in the real world, what tangibly improves your life. Things based on reason and evidence.
Practical stuff.
Very practical. The other 10%, that's reserved for ritualistic means that have, and they're clear about this, no practical applicability in daily life.
So not magic spells or something.
No, not in a supernatural way. Think more like deeply personal symbolic actions, maybe journaling, quiet reflection, self-affirmation, things that reinforce your internal model, your reality framework. It's about reinforcing the self, not appealing to something outside.
Ah, okay. More psychological tools, maybe.
You could see it that way. As one source said, rational Satanists don't meditate. We live life. It's very action-oriented. Analyze your own data, your life experiences using continuously new metaphysical perspectives, essentially new ways of thinking, to tackle what one text calls existential pain.
Constantly refining your own, operating system for living.
Yeah, adapting your internal model to deal with life's challenges.
Yeah.
It's about pragmatic self-improvement based on reason.
Now, of course, something like this is bound to stir up debate.
Yeah.
And you found some criticisms, right?
Oh, definitely.
On one side, you've got people looking specifically at the Church of Rational Satanism, forum posts calling it a scam to sell books or bullshit money scheme. They point to merchandise, maybe secret Facebook groups, questioning the motives.
Right. The commercial aspect raises eyebrows for some.
And then separate from that, there's the philosophical pushback against model-dependent reality itself. Some philosophers strongly argue that, well, reality does exist outside our minds, independent of us.
The objective reality argument.
Yeah. Like the classic example, a tree falling in the forest still makes a sound, whether someone's there or not. Or, a marketplace exists even if you're not currently looking at it. How does S-theory handle that tension between a reality we construct and one that just is?
That's the fundamental philosophical nod, isn't it? And the S-theory approach doesn't necessarily deny an external world, but it emphasizes that our experience and understanding of it is always, always filtered through our models. The focus is on mastering that filter, that internal system.
Yeah, so what's the big takeaway here for someone listening?
I think, in essence, the S-theory model dependent reality, as presented by the Church of Rational Satanism, is really a call to action. It's urging you to rigorously define, test, and then apply your own rational framework for making sense of the world and figuring out your place in it.
Taking charge of your own perception.
Exactly. Taking active ownership of how you interpret reality and therefore how you experience it.
It definitely leaves you thinking, how does your own personal S-theory, your current set of models and beliefs, actually shape the reality you live in right now? And maybe more importantly, what kind of reality are you actively trying to build by choosing and refining those models?